Good afternoon, and thank you for listening to the introduction episode of the Rogue Patriot podcast. This is going to be a nonpartisan political commentary podcast and news commentary podcast, viewing things from the perspective of the traditional American values. So first, I want to get this out of the way, and I'm going to hammer this in probably on every episode. Don't confuse the name, the Rogue Patriot, with who have co-opted the word patriot in modern times. Currently, the word patriot is reserved for far-right extremists and pseudo-militia groups because they feel that for some reason they are deserving of the word that most symbolizes true American philosophy. And that is not true whatsoever. This word has been stolen from people who actually care about the best interests of the country and the advancement of the founding philosophies that this country is based on. So what we're going to do with the Rogue Patriot podcast is we're going to try to take that word patriot back from the people who have stolen it from us. Now, one thing that you'll find is that I'm a big believer in the traditional American philosophy. The political philosophy that started this country, starting in like the late 1600s, is to this day the most revolutionary political philosophy that has ever existed, which is one of the reasons for the great success of America. These ideals hold true today, as philosophy typically does, and can be a guiding light on many different issues that we currently face. And frankly, they give a more grounded perspective of a lot of these issues where you might not know how to feel. Now, one thing that there won't be any of on this podcast is just blatant partisan line choosing. You will find it very difficult to paint me into a box of lefty or righty, Democrat or Republican, liberal or conservative, because frankly, no human being is 100% any of those things. Now, one of the big issues that America is facing, frankly bigger than the civil unrest or pandemic or anything else that's going on, currently it's late August of 2020, is that everything currently is partisan. Everything is political. And there are pundits who craft clever one-liners that they seed into your brain to force you into their view or their position of different events, or rather the party line. So for example, one of the big issues that has taken place over the past few months in this country is the issue of police brutality and basically just bad actors on the police force causing chaos, harming people unnecessarily, killing people unnecessarily. And then on the other side, gigantic protests, which turn into riots and also cause loss of life and property and those sorts of things. I can go ahead and tell you that if you feel 100% on either side of that argument or of this issue, whether we need to really clamp down on the police or the police are 100% fine, if you fall completely into either one of those sides, you're an idiot. Because there is truth on both sides. And the only way that we're ever going to move past this issue is to meet in the middle. You won't like this podcast because you want the easy way out of hearing something clever that Tucker Carlson said or that somebody on NPR said. Like, well, if you just don't resist, everything will be fine. Or the whole all cops are bad. ACAP or whatever, ACAB. No. The issue falls in the middle, like everything else does. This country was founded on not having unipolar public thought, meaning wide diversity of opinions. And the reason that this country became so great, is so great still in my opinion, is because we have vigorous disagreements over things, over issues, and usually we meet somewhere in the middle, and that's how things work out best. So greatness here in America is not defined as having a strong man, somebody with a lot of balls who says whatever they want, regardless who that is. and everybody following in line behind this person like little ducklings. That's not American at all. At all. One of the bases of this country was people in positions of tremendous power, specifically not exercising that power because it's better for the chips to fall as they may. This ideal has been lost on most modern political leaders. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a variety of issues. And hopefully it will be a good time. Now, there are a lot of figures throughout the history of this country that committed some pretty horrible atrocities. And it's not my goal to defend the actions of any past, present, or future leaders. And it's also not my opinion that their morality as a person has anything to do with the philosophy that they contributed into the American idea. So I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon of, oh, this person murdered a bunch of Native Americans, therefore they contributed nothing to public discourse. That to me just seems reductionist. Same thing goes for people who own slaves. Yeah, would I want to have dinner with these people? Probably not. Let me tell you something. I don't think there's a lot of political leaders, period, throughout the course of history that you want to sit down and have dinner with. You want to have dinner with Louis the 13th? How do you think that's going to go? It's probably not good. These people, power corrupts, man. They're probably not good people, and a lot of the still living presidents or presidents of the 19th century are probably not people that you'd really be friends with or hang out with, regardless how folksy they appear on TV, or on TV how easy it seems like you could go drink a beer with them. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to talk about ideas and all kinds of different issues, including immigration, minimum wage, war and conflict, perpetual taxation, the ideas of personal sovereignty, and the importance of rights. Remember, America was one of the first countries, or the first country, that had all men created equal. Let's humanize that a little bit now. All people created equal. There are unalienable, God-given birthrights that all citizens possess. These are uniquely American ideas. They did not exist in the world until it started here. So let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. On either side, yes, the Constitution in America was largely founded to give wealthy white landowners a voice in their government, not the entire population. That's true. Okay, so let's meld that with our current ideas of humanitarianism and make it into something great, which is what has happened over the past 200 and some years. Throughout the course of the American experiment, all white men who are landowners are created equal has turned into all people are created equal. So we're going to talk about all kinds of different things. I've said that a few times now. Also, input is greatly appreciated. You can email me at theroguepatriotpodcast@gmail.com. Feel free to contribute ideas, criticisms, anything you like, and we'll have a few episodes coming for you soon. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Thank you.